Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Luke Beller. And so now, with the Aaron Rodgers situation that's been going on for the past few months, the next date, I guess, to keep an eye out for that people are sort of looking at is this mandatory minicamp that is coming up tomorrow, June 8th, I believe it is. So June 8th to 10th is Packers mandatory minicamp. And so the question is Aaron Rodgers going to show up to this mandatory minicamp? And we don't really know up to this point. Some people are doubting that he will be there, and it's going to be interesting to see, whether or not he does show up, because up to this point, he hasn't taken part in the offseason workouts so far. All of those, though, have been voluntary, and this is the first mandatory minicamp. And if he does not show up, there is going to be a fine for Aaron Rodgers. But it did come out from Adam Schefter earlier this morning. It said, with the Packers' mandatory minicamp scheduled to start Tuesday, Aaron Rodgers would be eligible to be fined $93,085 for not attending, though Green Bay could issue him an excused absence, which also would excuse him from the fines. It is an option the team has discussed. So apparently the Packers have discussed potentially, waiving off that $93,000 fine, which to me just seems the Packers are doing everything in their power to keep Aaron Rodgers here in Green Bay. We saw over the weekend, Mark Murphy put out this, column on Packers.com talking about how the Packers are basically doing everything to prepare for Aaron Rodgers coming back in 2021. And so I think this is just another example of them basically, being willing to try to please Aaron Rodgers to hopefully have him come back, because we just don't know what's happening right now. There is so much uncertainty. And, with this mandatory minicamp coming up, that is going to be the question. Will he show up? Will he not show up? The Packers are basically willing to waive that fine. Obviously, it's not a huge amount of money. I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers has already forfeited $500,000. So it's not a huge chunk of money for Aaron Rodgers to miss this minicamp, this mandatory minicamp. But the Packers are willing to, help him out with that. And one other thing that is a little bit interesting to take a look at when it comes to this mandatory minicamp, if Aaron Rodgers shows up, does that mean, he is going to be the quarterback for the Packers coming into 2021? We don't really know the answer to that, because if you take a look back at 2019, Pro Football Talk made an interesting point about this. Ezekiel Elliott, when he was in that, contract negotiation with the Dallas Cowboys, he showed up for their mandatory minicamp, but then he ended up deciding to stay away from training camp. So just because Aaron Rodgers does show up to, the mandatory minicamp, that doesn't necessarily mean he has to show up to training camp. And so I guess that's just something to keep an eye out for the next couple months. And then to end this video, there was another tweet from Adam Schefter, or not Adam Schefter, what's his name? Ian Rappaport. He said, while the status of Packers QB Aaron Rodgers is in doubt for the team's mandatory minicamp this week, it sounds like that'll be the only issue to be resolved. His wide receivers who did not show for OTAs, including star Devontae Adams, are either in town or expected in town. So last week with those OTAs happening, the top 5 wide receivers were not there at OTAs, but it seems from Ian Rappaport that those guys are expected to be there at this Packers mandatory minicamp. So we'll have to see tomorrow what happens if Aaron Rodgers shows. If he doesn't show, I'll keep you guys updated on this channel. So if you want to see more Packers content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel down below. But thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video.